Good evening. Happy Wednesday already. This week is flying by so far. Just walking in. Perfect timing then. So one thing I do want to do is when we went over to Jason's stream last night, he showed the G7 building efficiencies that can be obtained with the Excelsior. Excelsior? Yeah, Excelsior. The new V'ger hostels blow. I had so much of an easier time with them today than I did yesterday's. But I want to see what kind of impact this research will actually have. Oh, what's the next building? Academy? 'Cause I want to see if that's not a really good example, because this is uncommon. I don't know what my next building is going to be that requires uncommon. I'm guessing maybe operations. Okay, so that requires uncommon refined ore. So I need to go find this uncommon ore station efficiency. Remove it somewhere over there. That probably shows enough of the information. It's uncommon ore station efficiency. And see if 40% changes this number from 6268. Yeah, Tucker's really, really useful for the new ones. Honestly, I almost think that you can throw almost anything at them as long as Tucker's on the bridge. Okay, so the 7-star uncommon ore station efficiency is right here. So what did I say? 6268? 6260. Oh, that's my on hand. 37065. That's actually a tangible difference, because that's over 2,000. So it puts out like a 5% discount. And then if we look at stfc.space, so this one only requires level 68 to unlock, which is kind of weird. I question if that's accurate. I question if that's accurate. So if we pump this up to max, if that's true, Excelsior could be worth it here alone. Because that's a pretty stout efficiency. Did they add 7 new area inside base for buildings, or am I ignoring the game a lot? There's at least 7. I want to say that there was 8. Which kind of surprised me a little bit. I kind of almost expected like the number of building slots to kind of match what you would expect for this year. So I would kind of thought they would have had 8. I had 6. My issue is my cube. I need this Velox to tier 9. See, the thing is, I did mine with my cube. And my cube would be pretty mid-range for my level. I may end up actually getting Excelsior. That little bit of poking around that Jason did with it last night showed me enough stuff to be interested. So 5. So you get 5. So it's in between 10 and 15 a day. I keep on thinking it's under combat because everything was under combat in G6. 10 to 15 a day. That's a lot of days. That's going to increase with ship level, though. Okay, they're not showing what the upgrade strongbox is. More is more, right? That's the thing that we always... Yeah, tomorrow is Dauntless Day. Is it tomorrow? Yeah, because I get my redeems today. That puts me 1 blueprint off. That's frustrating. Like, give me that 1 blueprint. I want that 1 blueprint from somewhere. I should look and make sure I didn't forget to do a mission or something. I'm at 22 hours now. Ooh, I get to pull more DeMarco shards, though. It didn't add anything into here at all, no. I'm gonna end up getting that Excelsior tonight, aren't I? I feel like it's gonna happen. I feel more excited about it now than I did yesterday. Must have missed a couple of weeks on the Dauntless. It's not hard to do because if you level up or anything like that, it definitely has a tendency to screw up your refinery presets for your bulk refines. Well, I have to go into the store anyways to go get my mission keys. As long as I'm gonna be in there, I might as well just get this dang ship. Oh, you're also one blueprint away, so that's definitely on the right pace then. I know a couple of people had it yesterday already, but they might have cheated the system and had an extra pull available. Or there was a different segment of the player levels that had a different event or something, maybe. Like maybe the under 50, wherever their cutoff was for the ship arc. Like maybe somebody in the lower side of that had one extra mission or something. Or an SLB, or yeah. It's kind of weird to see the Vengeance in the front of my list instead of the Excelsior. All right, 33 minutes for keys. I don't know what this is. What is a bounty elite contract? Oh, that's the one to do the end of the last milestone. Yeah, there's a $100 pack for it. I'm kind of surprised. Well, I guess I'm not surprised. They usually do that with every battle pass type thing. Lucky. That was such a lucky pull to get all the shards in one purchase. I didn't even look to see what extra crap we get with that. Well, that's a decent amount of 6-star stuff, too. Because that's like half of what I need for one of my components on my Crenshaw. This is the furthest I've gotten with actual, like, veil mining. I was able to get all three ore types done today. We build. I had a few ships that got that got killed today. But it wasn't nearly as bad. Ore was really, really light. Like, there was a couple of times I peeked in the system and there was like 6 empty nodes. I'm gonna swap this over to Squall. Because I'm in need of Epic Transigen. I should have been mining that today too. No, it's up here. Can I get to the 70 system yet? Not quite yet. But it's definitely good progress. And I ran a couple of outposts last night too, because I had some leftovers. Some leftover elites, and I was running a little bit low on plunder. I don't trust it when the station doesn't, the ship doesn't show at the correct area. Okay, so when we look at let's see, the V'ger silent enemies. So like these ones have a high crit chance and crit damage. So taking that damage down to that 90% mark with trip really helps get these ones done. And especially as long as you don't put on the accidental Pike, Pelia, Sam Kirk, James Kirk, and Depring anywhere on the ship. I think it ended up at like 90% crit chance. I think so. I have a quick question for you because I'm not even sure how I'm even doing it. The silent defensive task, is that supposed to get done? How is that supposed to get done? The defensive task? So this one is by mitigating damage with Apex Barrier. So you're going to want to have Apex Barrier. Yeah, you should be able to get that one done with the other ones as long as you have something that's providing Apex Barrier, whether it's tech or tech or lower decks. Because it must be the Naren outpost. Yeah, Soren's Trilithium. The Soren's Trilithium Chaos Tech is providing Apex Barrier for me. So I was getting that off the rip with the officers there. And then another easy one is like Rachel Garrett and like those other two that deal with the Apex Barrier against a certain hostile type. You can get your Apex Barrier off of them in the lower decks. Yeah, Garrett and the other two dudes. I feel like I'm past. Are they on other ships? Oh, I did group. I want below deck ability. So say Sahar and Zeph are the other two to provide Apex Barrier. And I was thinking that maybe in the Nova Squadron research, There might be Apex Barrier here, but I don't remember. But there's also other artifacts and stuff that probably provide it. Okay, there's nothing here. I was thinking that might be, but I wasn't certain. But yeah, those 3 officers are probably your easiest spot to add the Apex Barrier onto your ship. Because I assume everybody should reasonably have them unlocked right now. I don't feel that they were hard to get, and I do believe they're in the officer token store. And they're rares, so they don't have a high buy-in. You don't have to kill 100 hostiles. It's a matter of how much damage that you're mitigating. So if you click the eye, it's 24 billion times 100 is what I have to mitigate. So 2.4 trillion. I completed this before I did the assault one, before I got all 10. I have a shit ton of Apex Barrier with the Soren's Trilithium, though. I don't know if that shows in the battle log fully. Evening Savage Darkness. Man, that always gets me when I see like the little blow up stuff in the background, because I'm like, I've got something on my monitor. Does that show in here? An actual percentage or a number? It must not. But you can see, so like the Apex Barrier, like these were the 71s, so I was mitigating 3.6 billion per shot. For the daily goal of 100 out of 100. It might be a matter of being lucky with the tax. I guess I didn't realize that's where people were going to be struggling. I never really thought about that. That is tied to a specific level for you guys too. Well, Torres is a pretty big gain. $64 plus. See, that's interesting. Because like this one was way easier for me today than yesterday's was. Like yesterday I had to put in complete effort for it, and this one was as easy as, probably just as easy as me doing freebooters for the most part, other than I had to do a couple of repairs. But and I have a lot of slots, so it was easy for me to get that extra stuff too. You can't do the 64s even with the even today's. I understand yesterday's. I felt like today's were a lot easier. I mean, I was running Janeway, Seska, and Tucker. My Tucker is maxed. And then below deck, I think all I really did was add in the Apex barrier for Rachel Garrett. Put the crew in Discord. I'm gonna pop this on screen. Rather go on MU. I think that's the right one. Yeah, so we're looking here. I'd be honest, like, I think that you're doing fine. Scotty might be a little unnecessary because you're probably going to be looking more towards getting some of that survivability. And I don't know what your shields are doing, but having Janeway and Carol could either hurt you or help you. If you're keeping shields, then that should get you down to 0 damage, depending on what the ship abilities do. The battle log might be more interesting, but you could swap in. I would put probably over Quasi, whoever you want to use for your specific ship type. So being as you're on a battleship, you do whoever helps with the explorers. And it might not hurt to have Burning instead of Scotty. Oh, they're all battleships? Then yeah, then definitely using Rachel Garrett would be the way to go. Because I think you're getting the most bang for your buck when you have all 3 types of statuses that you can apply. And then getting your isolytic defense is usually beneficial. Again, that may not necessarily be the case here. I don't remember what the ship ability was doing. Critical chance, critical damage. Shreds the apex barrier. So they have isolytic. They don't have any isolytic damage. So Joaquim, oh, they do give isolytic damage. It shows 0 in their statistics, though. I think that's a good place to start. Yeah, Tucker makes a huge difference on these because they're building crit against you. I don't know if you kind of remember like when the actual silents were starting, but like when you were working into those silents, Tucker was really, really useful for getting kind of punched up. And you technically don't even have to kill these to be able to get the points. Like, your goal is basically to survive as long as possible and just mitigate that apex. For the 10 that you have to kill, you need to kill, but for the 100 points of apex mitigation, you don't actually have to survive that. I think it's worth throwing it out that way. How much impact did you make on that 100 points though? I mean, that's the key, right? Because if you're making, you know, like 20 points instead of 4. Well, it's not necessarily about your ship. Because if you're able to kill them, it's all this is all about your apex barrier mitigation. So it's a matter of getting apex barrier. Because no matter how big your ship is, if you don't have the officers and tech and artifacts to give you that apex barrier, it doesn't really super matter, other than it's going to be more damage to be able to take those points off of. I don't know if there's a good way to see. I don't know if you have an opportunity to pull in any special artifacts, like if you might have something saved in the transigen refinery. But there are a couple, if I recall correctly, that do apex barrier. So Tin Man, you're not getting more than 1 point per. So like Anorex's data pad does apex barrier. I was hitting my ops level too. So Anorex's data pad's gonna help with your apex barrier. And I'm not 100% certain if that's gonna be like the recurring theme when we have these silence, if that scoring mechanics can be based on mitigating apex barrier. But that's what it is today, at least. Spock's Ritual Gong also does apex barrier. Oh, that's PvP. Never mind, that doesn't do PvE damage. Emperor Giorgio's Sword does apex barrier while the enemy is burning. The classic favor does it while the enemy has hull breach. And Sarek's Vulcan Necklace does apex barrier while having morale. It's not a lot. They're only giving 1,000 at max. But that is additional. And then you said you were doing the chrono. That was chaos. The chrono, what you call it, thingamabobber. Or is that chaos deck? I can picture it. Yeah, chrono deflector. So that one does apex barrier as well, as long as you don't have Tal present. So that's not a bad one to use at all. Oh, Soren's Tray Lithium that I have on the cube actually doesn't. That's for PvP. That does not do PvE. So Godsend does it. The Chrono Deflector does it. The Thought Maker does it as well, but it's a very low boost. And then you said the Agony Booth. Agony Booth does the Apex Barrier. That's got pretty good numbers behind it too, the way it looks. I'm at tier 5, that's 1700. Yeah, so Agony Booth and the Chrono would give you a good jump there. Because those two together, depending on where they're at, you probably double your Apex Barrier. So you should be able to score twice as many points. It's low, but it's gonna help. It's extra. It's additional. All right, so Saurus Invasion. I've got all the shards that I can get. So I guess that means I have to get 6-star. $20 rare or 75 crystal. I think I'll get 20 rare. Oh, there's still one point left. I really don't want to pick up an SCA Protector blueprint, but actually it's going to be 2. I know how to read battle logs, to be honest with you. I mean, I read them, but I don't really understand what I'm reading. There's a lot of really useful information in there. It gets a little tricky depending on what kind of information you're looking for. Because like a lot of this stuff is like combat related buffs, and they don't really show in there until they actually apply. But so like the way that this one's running, the one fact that you're looking for the figure is the mitigation using Apex Barrier. So as long as that number is, getting higher with the things that you do, and like the round count is staying similar, you're going to be increasing the amount of Apex Barrier mitigation that you're doing. So, like you can kind of take like your number of rounds and times it by what that is, and then times it by like, I don't know, 6, 8, whatever like the average shot count is for these ships. Looks like 9 is pretty typical. 12. Because then that would let you know how many you actually have to hit. Oh, change your OBS screen. Dang it. That's so easy to fall victim to. So as I've just been demonstrating for the last 2 minutes. So the mitigation number that you're looking for is this middle one. So this is the apex barrier. This is that 100-point portion of the daily goal that has to be hit. So you want to get this number up as much as possible while keeping like your round count high. If it doesn't change your round count, then you're moving in a very good direction. And a lot of the other stuff gets confusing. Like if they have like Apex Shred and stuff like there where they're having like 5 lines of stuff like you're having 5 lines of stuff, then it gets to be more complicated to look at. And when you play on PC, you can actually export these battle logs and look at them in Spox Club, and they can kind of shed more light into what's happening. Oh, bigger. So there's a battle log, something or another. I know that's easier to look at on the old site. I don't know if it's as easy to find on this one. Combat tools, there we go. So this one has a apex barrier calculator. I don't remember what that one is. Oh, that's just a calculator. Okay, so battle logs aren't in the beta site. So Spox.club battle logs, you can just drag and drop any saved battle log. And it'll parse all the data for you. So it'll kind of show a summary of what, you know, like all the stuff is. It'll even like give you estimates of like how many of these that you can actually kill. But we're looking at damage taken, and then the apex barrier here is going to be how much you're mitigating throughout that entirety of combat. That number doesn't seem right. No, that is right. Because I was doing about 10 million per shot. So the entirety of combat, I did 5 billion. And then when I go back and look at my goals for the daily, I was making 5 billion per hostile. 24 billion. How the hell did I get so many points then, if that was only 5 billion? Where did all those points come from? Was scoring bugged? No, it's entirety of 24. I'm confused about how this works. So 24 billion times 100. $2.4 trillion. If I divide that by 5 million. That math does not add up. I don't understand that. Because how many did I kill? I didn't kill that many of them. Yeah, it was just these. I killed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. My 10 finished that event. I mean, at that rate, I'd have to be laying down 204. I'd have to be mitigating 240 billion mitigation. And I was doing a factor of 50 different than that. I wonder if the scoring was messed up for a time last night. Is it about dealing Apex? No, because they don't mitigate the Apex themselves. I'm not exactly sure how I was able to finish that easy. Something doesn't add up with that. That's super suspicious. There's not a way to be able to see that score again. Because it's not like a stretch goal or anything that I could add. Well, they gave it a fancy background. Let's see, do I pick up this mission right off the bat? No. I'll probably have to restart the game. Alright, so I'm going to claim these to see how far I've gotten on my dailies. Alright, dailies are done, that's fine. Don't have to worry about that crap. Alright, I'm going to restart game really quick to see if it pops in that Yeah, they just added that today. They added a Seska slider. They added a few different things today. Because they did a Seska slider, and then they did sliders for Carol Marcus, Carol Marcus, and then Walk Leonard McCoy and Officer Depot. And then they did a slider for choice rewards in the event store for materials. No, wait, that's not what I want. It looks like I'm not going to get the special event today. Might randomly pop in later. Maybe I need to just undock the ship once. Defend yourself. This arc made me hate the game again. It's more challenging. It's more challenging. Well, there's not... I don't think there's one thing that you can buy to make it easy, though. Like, I don't think the Excelsior is gonna have a real effect on, you know, like, its ability to be able to do that. I mean, it could be a push to spend, you know, make things more difficult, make people feel like they're, they're behind or something like that. I don't know how fast these challenge credits are gonna come in. That's done. There's a critical chance against outposts. Mitigation stats against outposts. Base damage against Cardassian outposts. This is against the Borg outpost. So this one I feel is probably the better one. I wouldn't mind accelerating the GS-31 refinery because I'm getting close to the end. That last push is going to be nice to be able to finish off. See how sustainable that is. And I think now that the sourcing's been made clear on this stuff, I think it's going to be a little bit easier to kind of be able to spend into some of these areas. I got Academy 67 going now, so at least that made me smile. Yeah, I mean, I don't think... taking it easy on this feature while you catch up with your ship or get your ship set up to be able to do it's really gonna hurt significantly. Like, I don't know. I didn't feel like there was a lot in the loop overall. And maybe that's, I mean, of course, and like the answer is probably going to come next month with something, or even later this month with a prime or something. Because I mean, it's kind of it's a tactic. Make something difficult, and then make something to make it easy. $80 worth of battle passes this month. We don't have any other ones yet, do we? This one's from before, so I'm not going to count that. I mean, there's really only this battle pass. I'm not going to call the challenge track a battle pass. It's kind of a separate thing. Yeah, I have zero intent on going into this battle pass. I have zero intent in any of the other ones, to be honest. At least with this track. I don't know if these rewards are going to change, but I don't see a lot there. Let's see, has it been enough time for the mission keys? Oh yeah. Something about the last one, the legendary one. Yeah, but I don't think the ship adds like any maybe the ship ability. Like enhance might add some stuff, but like the cloaking deflector, like that's That's a closed loop. That's entirely its own thing. I guess that does technically help because that is points towards the track. It wasn't a lot. It was like it's only 700 points. Because that one was 100 points across all 7 days. So you would be able to skip four of the regular ones. You'd be able to exchange 4 of the regular ones for the Excelsior ones. If you did that, you wouldn't be able to get the epics. You'd still be short. But I mean, it's an ad. It doesn't really change the primary portion of the track. The Excelsior. The legendary one? I don't believe that. Or the epic. I don't believe that either. I need to do events. Lube has a video on it. He spelled lube wrong. What do we have for V'ger event today? Text to speech? Okay. That's fair. Wave defense. I think I have a couple extra darts there. So I'll get one of those in before the end of stream. Domination. I might be able to actually complete that with research. Or no. What do we have for scoring mechanics there? Officers. Ships. Officer intel. See if we have any officers that need attention. I think I caught all them up over the weekend. Not all of them, I guess. It's not horrible. All right, Mackinnon. Well, she's level 15. That's weird that she's in front of the 20s. Oh, that's weird. Why are the... Oh, is it because she has traits that are upgradable? I don't like that. So all of my... Burnham needs some love. There we go. I was gonna say there should be at least somebody I can dump some crap into. All right, so that is battle pass done. V'ger will be waves. Alliance syncopation. What does this one even do? So it's when you do the Voyager V'ger trial. It's so hard not to try to call us Voyager. V'ger particle research. Is that the research item for it? That doesn't sound like that's the same thing. Bending V'ger. Oh, that's the ones for the station research efficiency, your station efficiencies. Okay. I'm in a lot of back pain. See how long I can stay on. Sorry to hear that. Put that loop video on your Discord. Maybe you can understand it better than me. I am on Happy Wharf today. You are not a merry man. So SLB for upgrading. So there's an event for destroying fighters. 61 to 70. I can go do that. Captain, permission to clean up the bridge. Oh no. What's wrong with the bridge? Where's the bridge? USS Cerritos. Well, that's what Worf said about you. I don't remember that part of it. Final weapon. So gotta go do Zindi's. I hate that event, to be honest. Alright, so let's see what kind of level we can get with the ship with what we've got so far. Call them a micro brain with a macro head. That's rude. What is this? Battleship? So you get enough stuff to take it to tier 2. He was the best in that series, and you couldn't have gotten a better guy to play him. Yeah, they hit gold with that. Alright, so there's no other upgrades there. We'll check the refinery to see if anything changes for tier 2. So we got tier 2 strong box. That gets completed with the daily challenges. Nothing else looks like it changed. See if I've randomly gotten the mission yet. So I probably won't get that till reset tonight then. So I'm a day behind on that, but that's no big deal. Oh, I'm gonna see if I can do that research for warp range. Open up that tree. then we have a hull upgrade. A shield upgrade. Gual hits tier 5. Nice. Yeah, tier 5 sounds like that would be pretty dang close. Impulse speed I'm going to pass on. Let's see. We'll go for more warp range. And more warp range. And then we'll start another research. Get the reward watch box with Black Ops Chapel. Oh, so you'll get the Dauntless and Black Ops Chapel and all sorts of stuff to look forward to here. Oh, you get that tomorrow? I have to look at the calendar yet, because I don't even remember if the Dauntless or the Serene Squall upgrade scores in Coda or not. There it is. So let's see if we can do the 61 system here. I do like Black Ops Chapel too. I wouldn't say like she's make it or break it, but it's one of those officers that's really good to throw on when you kind of have an empty slot on the ship and it's like, who should I throw on? She's usually a pretty good one. Use her on the Reliant. She's probably on my Reliant too, to be honest. Oh, she's not. She might be on the Serene Squall. Nope. Where does she end up at? Is she part of my normal... Nope, I just have her set as like just the extra side piece. She's part of my Armada loadout for big solos. Probably in one of my wave crews. Yeah, she's in one of my wave crews. I wouldn't mind her as a side chick. I don't know if this thing can take care of these at tier 2 or not, but we'll see. Wouldn't tell the wife. I don't have a wife, so I'm fine. Wouldn't technically be a side chick for me, but... Alright, so that was a no. Well, I don't really have a good crew. I just threw whatever at it. Oh, that's not a bad start. Well, actually, this should be... Okay, I don't have that one preset. Ooh, I left Seska on my other ship. I might have a lot of stuff spread all over the place right now. I have a lot of good stuff on ship B. I have most of my good stuff on ship B. "26 years, congratulations." Do I have any chaos tech free? Or the thought maker? It's something. Make that trip again and see what happens. $61 might be pushing it for a tier 2 ship, but yeah, I thought for a minute when they started adding stuff to the daily goals here that was going to be a little bit more points, that maybe that was going to take place of like freebooters, like their version of G6 freebooters. I don't expect good results here. No, nothing any better. Okay. So we know that I am not ready for that. Let's back her back down. Jump down to 55, see what that looks like. We were knocking out the hull, so I mean that was a good sign. Or not the hull, the shield. I don't know how much they start with. They got a lot of hull compared to shield. Oh, this is the butthole space. Alright, so we killed that one. We easily killed that one. Let's jump up to 58. People have been keeping these nodes really tidy up here, apparently. I like that. Okay, 58's a little tougher than 55. We did almost kill that, though. I think Jason's system that they had him start off in was 57. He was tier 4 on his, though. I should probably run the missions, too.
What you think of that?
All right, 57. '57's just barely doable. Dude, is that my V'ger fighter? That was my V'ger fighter. That gains a little bit of bonus in parts. I don't know how close I was to the next parts level. Alright, so that event was grouped on levels. So yeah, 51 to 60 is all one level, so I might as well just go down to like 52s or something just to do all them. And then I think it probably should be just like doing the Voyager one. Just kind of do your wait for your timeout and then do your next one. I thought that almost filled the cargo. Alright, so those carry replenishment resources for the galaxy buff. I decided to buy the new ship, yes. There was efficiencies. There was efficiencies for G7 building, and I decided that alone was probably worth the spend. In my best Doc Holliday voice now, I really don't like them. For G6, not worth it. Not until like 68-ish. At 68, you can start doing that research. It's not an immediate benefit, but you can start doing it. I like the way the ship looks. I don't know, it looks like every other ship to me. It's at an interesting scale. Yeah, that's the thing. There's a lot of people that are going to be at that point where it won't become useful enough to be worth getting. And I'm right at the point, I haven't spent any G7 building upgrades. I haven't spent any uncommons on it yet. That's why I did the calculator at the very, 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 very beginning. Just to see if that was going to be an impact that was noticeable. And it is. Long legs nacelles on her. Yeah, the nacelles, I don't know if there's another ship that has any real competition for it. Like, it's got like a good 20% on any other ship, I think. I can't think of one off the top of my head that's quite in competition with it. Maybe the Akira? At least in proportion to the rest of the ship. Alright, so this is back. I'm gonna throw this as my NOx01. Where is that? There. Well, that is the crew that I was using last night, isn't it? This is the crew that I was doing my hostiles with. I had Janeway, Seska, and Tucker. And then below deck, I had Vale, Joaquin. Garrett, and then the 3 status officers. I find it hysterical that the new ship and the jellyfish are both $99. The ISS jellyfish. But like the USS jellyfish is only like 20, right? I hope. I don't think I've ever seen that in the store, but yeah, the ISS. It only pops up in the store between like level 12 and 16 or something. They used to have it in the end of arc stores, the end of arc event stores, but now that we don't have those anymore, I don't know if they have that ship in the regular choice refinery things. Just unlocked the Hegta. That's kind of nice. Those are kind of fun ships to have. They were like the first like zoom ship. And those look kind of weird floating around out in space too, to be honest. I'm just gonna keep building them so I can scrap them for when G5 scrapping comes. Well, a Hegta would be G4 epic, right? Am I thinking of the right ship? Oh, scrap it for the 5-star mats. Got it. Oh, you might not have wanted to say something yet, Tim. That's that's asking for the next one to break. No. Yeah, I've done that so many times. Like, even every once in a while, like, I'll give up on it. Like, kind of just assume that it's not gonna work. And then all of a sudden, like, it'll work for, like, the last 2. I'll just gotta be there like, oh, what the heck? You know, why couldn't it have worked for the first 5? Why does it gotta work for, like, the last 2? And it did? Yeah. Now the question is, was it my comment that manifests the negative energy? Yep. You might as well blame Cotton. Cotton's the one to blame.
F&A, Cotton, F&A!
I didn't think about it being used in a negative context like that. I thought it would always be used in celebration. Or exacerbation, I guess, too. Okay, that's fair. A learning opportunity. How many more of those do I gotta do? There was 35. That's like halfway. No, 25. So 9 more. I like that it hasn't run out of hostiles in the system yet for this. Oh. Okay. I guess my words carry power today. Do I have enough to do one of these yet? I do. Do I have anything that takes a buff? I do. That was something that I think Lawson had mentioned that he tested. So when a ship's in combat, it doesn't receive the enhanced buff, and when it's in warp, it does not receive the enhanced buff. That is validated. I didn't realize it was going to buff itself. That's interesting. I never considered that it would buff itself. Getting close to the Tribune. Yeah, it took me a long time to actually accumulate all 3 of those faction ships. Like, it was 2025 when I got the last one. Like, it was a very, very long time. But it's became a lot easier to get the credits to be able to do it. I didn't realize they get this big. It's tier 7 and 402 million power so far. Yeah, they get up there. Mine is 479. It's tier 12, but it's only level 8. My Hegta is tier 11, level 50, 626. Yeah. We'll call it adequately sized. See, did I finish the Zen Deep? That'd be pretty close. I did not. I'd like 2 more. No, wait, I don't want that ship there. How big is your Rialta? $1,095,410. The other thing, ops level ships, FKR make or break. They can, yeah. I mean, that's in dock. That's not in space, too. I don't know if I have the power out of dock thing on right now. Yeah, it drops down a little bit, I guess. 1,093. I wouldn't be surprised if we have some of those come back at some point. Maybe not necessarily the Rialta PvPs. They were kind of fun, though. You weren't able to get the refits for them? Well, if they ever bring them back, they would make them available, I'm sure. That's the only reason that they had them out there is for the Rialta PvP events. It was like after they ran them the third time, they did it to change it up a little bit. I love refits. It's my weakness. It's the only thing I really go for. Well, and I don't generally care too much about refits, but this one I kind of like. Never got to see the race thing. Yeah, they had two different events that you could partake in. So one of them was a race event and one of them was a PvP event. So that's why they got the two different refits for the ship. So they've got the racing one, which is this increases the speed. And then they've got the PvP one, which increases damage or whatever. Which it's a kind of a neat skin. It'd be nice if they had a lot more customizable things to be able to do with more of the ships. Especially as ships get aged and, you know, like into like archiving and stuff. Like that would be kind of something kind of neat they could do with them to, you know, kind of put them up onto like some kind of a, you know, park them up and so you just look at them since you're not going to use them anymore. I had got the T10 before I ran out of ship parts. That's always annoying, especially trying to have to go back and restock on some of them ship parts. Okay, so that Excelsior event should be done. That is. So we'll pull that back and see if we got enough components to do another upgrade of some sort. Ooh, ship died. Did I finish Zin Deep on that? I should have finished it, I think. Yes, that one is done. Being is that should have Neelix already. We'll throw Dzok on here real quick and see if we can kick off a rare. Samuel's running, so I'm going away hungry. Going to run the Voyager space. I think that is where I can get the ship parts that low. That does make it easy. Like the best spot that I found for grinding out the G4 parts was that level 60. These these ones outside of the regular formation armada space. They have the 60s in here that carry the 4-star parts. Not this one, this one. That was always the best spot that I know of to get the 4-star parts. And I always like to go in there with the pylum. Alright, so can do another upgrade. So we already proved my warp range exceeds my battle capabilities with this ship. So we're increasing isolytic damage, increasing apex barrier. So we just go for weapons. So that should increase our combat capabilities. I mean, it might end up using some standard ship parts at some point, but as of right now, it doesn't. Great timing. I don't think any of the specialty ships really seem to. Like, they take the materials, but they have their own part. Well, I always double check because some of the earlier specialty ships I feel like did use regular ship parts or both. So I always kind of have an assumption that there is some sort of chance that there's going to be regular ship parts in there. I don't take it for granted that they're not going to have it. Adding to my armada. I figured you would be. I'm going to let it run out to the full 15 minutes. Give everybody a chance to get up there. Well, maybe not the full 15 minutes, but I'm going to give everybody a fair chance to get up there. Okay. Domination is done. V'ger events. I still need to do the wave. I'll do that after this armada. Alliance syncopation, as far as I can tell. Yeah, that one's gonna get done as I do the other things. V'ger particle, that's gonna be a buy thing. Which I may end up buying, possibly. We'll see. Excelsior event. So all that's left here is the upgrade. That's got 4 days, so I feel like there's probably a strong chance that there's going to be at least 1 or 2 milestones to get without having to buy a upgrade pack. Vengeance is mine. These have been fairly light here in G7 world. Ahead of the curve, I swear, every time I get the worst officer. What is ahead of the curve? Oh, from the Admiral ticket. I don't think I have one. I do not. I don't think any of those officers are bad. I mean, Mir Picard would be the one that I would be least... Actually, probably Mir Kira would be the one that I would be least interested in. Hi, Morty. Yeah, they're not bad. Just always get the one I don't need. Ah, yeah. I hear you on that one. Like, I'd have, like, the other 4 officers where I'd be within, like, 80 shards of the next rank. And then I'd have, like, a Mbenga here where I'm, like, 900 shards away. And I'd be like, oh, yeah, that's one that counts.
I like sausage. Probably should say that as well.
Hey, we could tell where Loston's been. They do it on purpose. I mean, they definitely could. Sometimes it feels a little vindictive. That clip didn't sound quite right. Oh. With no context behind it, yeah, it's interesting. But I'm a fat guy, so my mind immediately goes towards food. German cooking. Yeah, German cooking, there's a lot of Wurst and stuff there. But that's been my favorite thing. It's just it just pulls a random clip out of the last 90 days of clips. And there's been some dandies here and there. I think it's only fair. It's old bandage. Either that or I don't know what pomegranate tastes like. That's one of the better bad ones. That one actually turned into a really good YouTube short. That one was my best performing one so far. Oh yeah, that one's at Armada. I was like, what the heck is that one doing? I keep on thinking that it's a outpost. I don't know why. I just got used to doing outposts, I guess. Oh, I already forgot that the hostiles come. But yeah, Sunday was a day where chat was trying to be a little farmy with the clips for me. There's probably a couple of them that got made. I'm not 100% sure. I never went back and looked to see how many. Yeah, the math. All the debating about the math. I might make a video about that one. Yeah. Butter pecan. Me. You weren't the only one that was trolling a little bit, but you're definitely good about getting the clips, and I will always appreciate that, no matter how out of context and how wild they may end up being. Do not be afraid to clip. I don't think there's any content creator that out there that would be like, no, don't clip my channel. Because worst comes to worst, if I thought it was that bad, I could delete it. Otherwise, it can turn into content for other platforms. Everyone wants funny clips. They do great on TikTok. So how do you play a random clip? So it's part of it's just a code that I have that runs when somebody runs the shout out command. So it'll look at the channel and look to see if the channel has any clips that were made in the last 90 days, and then it picks one randomly. Barkman sends me clips of everyone. Oh no. So how to do a shout out command? Well, shout out is that exclamation point SO. But that's gonna be based on permissions. So like most channels have that as a command, but it's only gonna be granted towards like moderators and stuff. Some have it more open, I think. I think mine is set at moderators. But like there's other commands. Like most channels that you go to have like a tip command that you can run, and of course mine went multiple times over, but there'd be like a Discord command, and most channels have a commands link that you can see for commands that are tied into like stream elements like that. So that'll provide like a generic list of like commands that can be ran and who has the ability to run them. So like one of the neat things with stream elements is they have a point system. So I don't know if I have that enabled then. So you'd be able to earn certain points. You'd be able to earn points from there. I don't know if that doesn't go towards the if the broadcaster doesn't get the points or not. No, I just must not have the points enabled. But like the points can be a system that's set up, and then you can do like gambling and something like that. But like there's basic stuff, like there's a socials command. Most streamers will have a socials or an S or something like that. And that'll just link out to all their social media accounts. What's some other common ones? Discord. Like in mine, I have a command called Penny. If I was a good streamer, I'd have that in my list.
Here's a thought for someone. If potatoes could talk, they'd probably just complain about getting mashed all the time, but in a very starchy way.
Okay. I was gonna ask Wrath, but I know he's fairly new. He's only been in like 1 or 2. Yeah, there's most streamers will have a merch command. I think I have mine ready to go when I actually have merch. Well, we've got the MJ command here. We also have some of the chef commands. the I Love 50 t-shirt. That's a possibility. Is it broken again? It doesn't fight against the spicy chef at all. Did I do chef dancing? I don't remember which one I did. I did dancing chef. Yeah, dancing chef. I don't know why the MJ one didn't work.
And I am a proud master.
You killed that one immediately. I can't believe I'm grinding G4 ship parts. Yeah, I don't. Every once in a while, like I get it that same way too. Try the MJ one again. I wonder if it just didn't want to do the first one.
And I am a proud masturbator.
I think I've even finished my daily pulls yet. Oh my god.
Defeat 2
I did get the updated one. There's a global cooldown on it. What did I say it was, like 30 seconds or something? It's not bad. I just didn't want to hear that in my head the entire time I was on stream. Yeah, it's 30 seconds on the cooldown for the MJ command. Okay, get that one done. Do that one, and then... Wave defense. Perfect. I'm gonna do an actual, like, regular group wave defense. I'm excited to see if they've made any additional stride towards unlagifying it. Because that's been fairly problematic. That's been fairly problematic. Where did that go? Oh, it's at home, but it still has the hazard background. That's not alarming at all. I haven't done a regular wave defense in so long, I don't even remember what to do with them anymore. They're only 2 ships, right? Impulse speed by 40. Yeah, 2 speed cruise. Perfect. Do you got that, Armada? Do you want me to turn back around? I don't need the credits. I just want to make sure that you've got the cruise covered and everything. I don't want to leave you hanging. Because I could always start like 2 or 3 more if I really wanted to. Alright, so I'll swap this over to GS31. I think my GS31 can go to rank or tier 13 tonight too. I'll need to math this. 76. 66. 27, 22. That's 19. So that's enough to take that to tier 13. That's about a third of the Vengeance event, too. I don't remember if I actually collected... I didn't collect the GS31 parts before I did that. Oh well. I'm usually pretty good about trying to do that, but I got excited. I think I got the perfect crew perfect. It's not too hard to have a good crew setup for that. Especially once you get up to like the rank 5 Neelix. And you get D-Zoc up to like rank 3 or something. Then you know you're pretty damn solid. So many people try to run a loot crew. Well, I mean, it kind of works as long as you get the below deck stuff set right. Let's see, so we need Dane. There. That'll work. No, I was gonna put speed crew on this one too. Pan. I hate running pan so much though. Do I have Kieran assigned to something? Is he on the Crenshaw? Yeah. Trying to make sure I do that right. See, does this need... This is based on tier. I don't know about the cooldown. If the cooldown changes with the ship level or anything. Nope, that should be good. Quinta Blast cooldown is 45 seconds maxed. Yeah, I'm gonna be at like a minute 40, I think, right now. Minute 30. Yeah, minute 30. Which is good, because it was just 2 minutes not that long ago. That means I can get up to doing 3 in a wave without having to do any weird shenanigans with the timing. This either be fun or a pain in the ass. I haven't had fun in a regular group wave in a while. So as long as the lag is in control, this will be fun. Although also having to do 10 of them always sucks. It kind of gets to be a bit of a tease to only have to do 5. We got 5 people. Yes. No. Yes. Is the blast gonna fire? Alright, that dude woke up. Brilliant. So it'll be like every other wave will work out. Having GS31 makes these a little bit more fun, I'm not gonna lie. I wish we could kick somebody out now. swing and a miss. I do look forward to having that 45-second cooldown, though. Well, I didn't start it, and we don't always have luck filling them. So I wasn't gonna say boot. There's nothing worse than like booting 2 people and then, you know, finding out that you can't get that third person there that you need. It used to be way easier before solo waves came out to get the full team, for sure. But like most of the time I won't join a group wave unless I'm like don't have something else to do, or if they're having trouble getting enough people to start one. That took a long time to kick off this leg. It's fun to be on survey duty every once in a while. See if I can get that reset real quick. Nobody's there. Oh, the cube's doing cube things. Those are set. Yeah, GS31 is pretty cool. I don't think people really think about using it that much. I don't know. Okay, that was just rude. Can't even tell where ships are anymore. U-13 was great for OG-50 and M40 if you fed them specialty ships. I hate doing things with cubes. You can't ever tell where the fucking things are. Like, that doesn't even make sense. That cube is there. Why is it attacking hostiles over here? Decoy cube. Yeah, they have some kind of trans-dimensional weaponry thing that is totally canon and not just a dysfunction of Scopely lag. All right. Well, that wraps up that event. That was the worst lag ever. I didn't think it was like terribly bad as far as engaging in combat. The hostiles loading, like the time between waves, was definitely rough in a couple of spots. Well, don't use a cube, you would be fine. Like, I knew where my ships were, so I didn't bring a cube in. So what superpower is the V'ger hostile interceptor gonna have? Ooh. What did we have? We had Gorn. We had Silent. So what is our next one that we're due for? The next replicant. So we're due for Hirak. So that'll be isolytic. What was that? Isolytic defense? Or was that isolytic? That was isolytic and apex. They're heavy on apex barrier. I don't remember what the Hirak hostiles were. I know that was an S&W Pike crew that I was using when we were doing the Hurok dropships. But I feel like that was one where I had like S&W Pike, and then I had Section 31 Giorgio on the side, and Helia. Corn Explorer was ISO damage. I think this is gonna be Apex Shred. No, we just had Apex. This one now is Apex Shred, right? Yeah. Though the Gorns only took ISO damage, so it was dealing isolytic damage. So we're gonna probably be having to do isolytic defense and Apex shredding. Smoked over the top chili, 2.5 pounds cubed beef or carne picada, seasoned with chili lime seasoning and smoked over 2 times 12 cans of fire roasted tomatoes and chilies. Half a large onion, 8 ounces tomato paste and chili lime seasoning and chili powder. Why does he insist on making me cry every night? Meat crumbled up and smoked some more. Step 3 will be stirred, simmer, cover, and simmer overnight. That sounds like some good chili. That sounds like some good chili. So if we're looking into what crews we think would be needed here, I'm thinking that Janeway, I'm probably gonna need to have Theska still, because I'm a little weak on the shield side of things. And then I'm thinking that Section 31 Giorgio, she down with the S&W crew? She must be. I've used same crew for both. We'll be trying for all 3 tonight. Cause yeah, that's Apex Shred. I have a feeling Apex Shred is going to be the meta for tonight. So I'm going to want to have Neelix, Balana, and Kim. Okay. Oh, it was telling me they were on Ship B. I thought they were locked on Ship B. And Neelix. And then pick Q again. This is what I'm getting ready to use. My best guess. And we've got good choices for tech. Apex barrier, weapon damage, Apex shred there. And then this one is Piercing, critical damage, ISO damage. I'm just gonna send Cerritos out there because I'm guessing I'm gonna need it. And we have Cerritos event running today, so why not? Proactive. And then I should also get the event for the Excelsior. So I don't think that snuck in for today. What else did we have going on in the daily event thing? I was mining artifact hunt. So we can spend token or temporal disruptors. We could spend temporal disruptors. There's a couple things in there that I haven't actually put any effort against. So this one is research, max cargo, which I wouldn't mind having that one maxed. This is apex barrier with morale. Those are the apex barrier ones with status. Classic tricorders, cost efficiency things. Actually, that's a good one to have. If nothing else, this arc has taught me what I was low on and need to work on. Yeah, I definitely get that. I'm going to run ads now. That way they're done by the time the reset happens. And I'm going to grab quick beverage. I will be right back. I beat the ads to finish. I got a lot of away teams assignments that are due up tonight, apparently. All right. Oh, that was a really shitty refresh. All right, so we have artifact hunt done. I think it's done. 50 shards should have finished it for sure, right? Yeah. Okay, so these are still silent enemies. Does being in the system affect the refresh of that? There's the reset lag. It can't feel full and official unless the reset lag happens. Targets are still silent. Mine are too. But I guess being as there's only 3 hostile types, we might get multiple days of them. Oh, they just refreshed. Oh, yeah. No, Gorn Hunter. I have Gorn Hunter. I don't want Gorn Hunter. I don't want Corn Hunter. I want Hurok. Why did I get Gorn? I feel like I got screwed. Not in the good way. I check reviewer. Are there multiple systems that size? There's 2. I just checked the second one. Second one's still the same. Plus my daily task says Gorn. I'm gonna go put my Gorn crew on. Where are you? Read your Gorn. Who am I missing? Carol. Where is Carol? Carol is on my squall. That's disappointing to have like the repeat like that. All right, so this was, we'll go there. No way, we want to do crew change. Okay, so this was about the best crew results that I had. That doesn't feel right. Was it? Against the Gorn it was. I saved it for a reason. Your system says Hurok? So your system is bugged, or the dailies are bugged or something. Alright, so max fortify. Cerritos buff. Activate unwavering diligence. And pray to the gods of RNG. There was some silence that were stuck here still. That was unexpected. There is still some silence here. Well, crap. That blows the ship ability and the max fort. I don't even have enough to do a regular fort. Yeah. I think I could kill this one because it's mostly dead. No, I can't kill that one with this crew. Question is, does that count? It probably doesn't even count. I killed a Gorn Hunter and I died to the Silent. Okay, let's just ignore that then. I think I need to restart because I got the Gorn. I just don't know if I can take it down without the max fortification. No. Alright, I'll have to try this again tomorrow. I got the damage portion of it done at least. But the way I've got that crew set up with the max fortify, I could probably get 5. And I don't know. Yeah, I'm pretty close to being able to do the next tier up on the Crenshaw too. I'll be able to have that probably by this weekend. I might wait another week. Only have to do 5 on the search and destroy at least. $54, I'm getting 2 points. I only have to do 3 of these. That portion's good. Wonder if that means we get a compensation chest tomorrow. Sent you the wrong hostiles. Yeah, 1071s. My Excelsior is only tier 2, so I only have to do 53s. See, what else do we have? Reset those miners after a little bit. I think that's all we really have to do for tonight. It feels like it's a fairly light arc. It's a lot of effort to do the one daily task. Or it can be a lot of effort to do the one daily task. Made more headway with the GS31. Did my mission key for the day. I did both portions of the final weapon. I actually put a little bit of effort against the Cerritos one. I usually don't even do that. Some points there, some things earned. I think we'll call that a stopping point. Let's go ahead and raid into Major Samo. Thanks for stopping by tonight. Hope everybody had a great day, had a great evening.